Esteemed Dr. Dubey, my friend Shivanji, Arun Tapiloo ji and his family, I am firstly grateful to Dr. Dubey to have given us a space for a gentleman who not only was an advocate, but he was my personal friend and philosopher. And giving him space on the wall of peace of this great institution. And I was seeing between the two great peacemakers of the world, Lord Buddha and Nelson Mandela, is a great honor to us and our community and our community's heroism to face the ongoing genocide in Kashmir. We are indeed grateful to you to have given us a space in the middle of those two great personalities of the world. Pandit Tika Tapiloo was a great humanist, and he was a very proponent of the doctrine of Pandit Deen Dayal Upadhyay, that was integral humanism. And that doctrine became the ideological plank of Sangh at that point of time. And Pandit Tikalal Tapiloo represented that greatly as a humanist. And Tikalal Tapiloo, I was introduced to him by my great father, Pandit A.K.Bhan, who founded the Ramakrishna Mission and Vivekananda Foundation in Kashmir, mind you. In Kashmir, it was very difficult to found anything like that. And Pandit Tikalal Tapiloo was in his team. As a school-going boy, I was introduced by my father. Later, when I became lawyer, and then in '67, I saw Pandit Tikalal Tapiloo, an agitation leader. He was always underground and would emerge on every evening at a gathering of 5,000 Kashmiri Pandits, address them and vanish again and go underground. Such was his quality of resilience and giving a purpose to that agitation, which ended up in a compromise. That's a long history. I don't want to go into that. But he was a robust, courageous, and a very fierce orator. And I remember an episode having been told by him to me that he was in Aligarh Muslim University, Professor Habib's student. Professor Habib was one of the tallest communist professors of that time. And all students under him would be ideologically transformed as comrades, as communists. But Tikalalji, having stuck to his firm convictions, was an amazing thing for even Professor Habib and his other colleagues. But the underlying the fact was that he was down and down puerile Hindu stuff, embedded and engrossed in the Sanatan Dharma, Sanskriti of our Kashmiri Pandit culture. That was the Tapiloo family. That was his family trait that was being practiced daily at his home, and he had imbibed it so strong in his blood and DNA that even Professor Habib could not transform him. That was the great quality of Pandit Tika Lal Tapiloo. Number 3, when I joined my practice at Srinagar Bar, Tika Lal Tapiloo was always dressed up well, was wearing a good tie, suit, and in our profession that having an exterior attire is always important. And I used to see him roaming around the court premises with lots of Muslim clients going along with him. I was practicing at a different level, but I was interested in knowing what exactly he does because we knew each other very well. We would meet in a cafeteria for a cup of tea. He would guide me that how to go in the practice in this difficult terrain. Do you want to go in service? I said, no, I want to be in practice. So he used to guide me. That's how I called him my guide and philosopher, friend and guide. And suddenly, after 2 years or 3 years in practice as a young lawyer, he one day calls me and tells me I have to go to jail. I said, what happened? It's an amazing story, Arunji. You must not have, you dwelt on it, but I'm giving you the facts. I said, what happened? He said, आदेश आया है. I said, कहाँ से? कहा संघ के वहाँ से आदेश आया सरसंचालक का. I was amazed. I said, you are doing well, you have a family, why should you volunteer to go to jail? He said, because of emergency. I said, that phony emergency is not extended in Jammu and Kashmir. So why should you court arrest? It's only applicable in rest of India because of 370, Sheikh Abdullah did not extend it to Kashmir. That we may call it as one of the advantages at that time because emergency was not extended because of 370. And by force of the powers that be at the Union of India, Sheikh Abdullah was forced to extend it. The day he extended emergency in Kashmir, Pandit Tika Lal Tapiloo first went to the CGM's court in court premises to court arrest. But all of us as lawyers, we said, no, you can't do it. You are our beloved colleague. Why should you court arrest in court? He did not relent. He went to Lal Chowk and raised where it was 144 section imposable. And he was arrested for a long time. We protested as lawyers. This shows his dedication to the cause of the party. That party gave him adesh that we have to have protests all over the country, including Jammu and Kashmir. This is one aspect. The second aspect, I asked him that you, my father, you founded Ramakrishna Mission and Vivekananda Mission in Kashmir. What is the use? Even Lord Ram has never traveled to Kashmir. There is no Christian temple in Kashmir. We preach Shaivism, we believe in Shaivism. So why do you do that? Why are you getting a Bengali sadhu of Ramakrishna Paramahansa to Kashmir? What has Vivekananda to do with Kashmir? He came to Kheer Bhavani, got some inspiration, and went off and became a big reformist and big lord. But why? He said, son, we have to develop a new civilizational connect of Kashmir with rest of India. That was his philosophy. That was Tikalal Tapiloo. I don't rate Tikalal Tapiloo as an ordinary mortal. Dr. Dubey, you have done great justice to me as his friend and great justice to their family and to the whole of our community by giving him place here. I admire you, I salute you. Tikalal Tapiloo was not an ordinary mortal. He rubbed shoulders with big leaders like Atal Bihari Vajpayee and Lal Krishna Advani, Kedarnath Sani, etc. And Atalji used to come to his place also whenever he visited. Arun maybe, he always used to come. And when he was martyred, Pandit Tikalal's next day for his morning meeting, Lal Krishna Advani and Kedarnath Sani landed in Srinagar. We organized about 10,000 gathering at Sheetalnath. Maybe he was present. And those made a very tall claim that किसी हिंदू का या किसी कश्मीरी का बाल भी बीका नहीं होगा, टिकालाल की कुर्बानी रायगान नहीं जाएगी. But alas, they could not perceive what was coming for Kashmir. There was a Pakistani concerted effort, engineered and sponsored by Pak Army, to kill one Kashmiri Pandit and scare 1,000. That strategy was adopted. And it was a strategy for the total ethnic cleansing of Kashmiri Pandits from Kashmir. It was a jihad. It was a brutal jihad. And they did not have any mercy when they killed Kashmiri Pandits, boys, girls, ladies, gentlemen, even the infants were not spared. And Dr. Dubeji, if I tell you, it's heart-wrenching. Recently, an IG of Kashmir who was in charge law and order, Sahai, gave an interview after the Kashmir file was released. The interviewer told him that, Kashmiri Pandits are indulging in a lot of propaganda, which is negative, by promoting this film. He said, no, it's not a fact. He said, in the morning of 6 o'clock, on one day I got a call that from Habakadal constituency, Kralakot, I got a call that 2 Kashmiri Pandit women have been raped. And I rushed along with my team. And what he saw there was the girl it was mother and the girl. Girl had died and the mother was shot through her private part. This is the barbarianism which was inflicted on Kashmiri Pandits. And for that barbarism, anti-barbarism, this Tikalal Tapiloo was the first martyr because he raised voice against the killings, not only killings of Kashmiri Pandits, but killings of Kashmiri Muslims also. So therefore, sir, we have many stories to say, but we didn't get justice. And mind you, sir, this small gathering here in Toronto, for me, is more than the gatherings which Prime Minister Modi addresses everywhere in India and abroad. Because we are unique people And for our problems, there has to be a unique solution. And that would be the richest tribute for my friend, Pandit Tika Tapiloo. I salute him and I salute all the other martyrs of my community. Thank you very much.
Thank you for that, Mr. Bhan.